to this episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands where this conversation took place, land which was never ceded, land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to their elders past and present and to any First Nations people listening today. Why doesn't almond milk ever taste like real almonds? That question sent Marialuisa Castrignano on a journey to create Naturale, a nut milk company dedicated to making fresh, high-quality almond milk right here in Melbourne. Frustrated by store-bought options that lacked real almond flavour, she set out to craft a pure, additive-free alternative, one where you could actually taste the richness of the almonds. Each nut milk is made with only 4 ingredients. That's the highest quality of activated nuts, which could be 20% or 8% almonds, 12% walnut or 12% hazelnut, filtered water, date and a pinch of salt, which makes Al Naturale the best authentic plant-based milk in Australia. A year ago, Marialuisa opened a café in St Kilda so that Melburnians could enjoy Al Naturale as part of their daily coffee ritual. Tucked away from the bustle of Fitzroy Street at the end of St Street, this café is a serene retreat bathed in soft green tones and filled with lush greenery. As well as the nut milks, they serve Italian-style breakfast and lunch dishes. It's such a lovely place, and it was a joy to talk to Marialuisa and hear all about it.
Thank you for coming today.
Of course, it's so nice and calm here. You know, you've got really busy Fitzroy Street, and then it's really calm here.
We are like waves. Then you have a queue eventually.
Yeah, of course.
It's like waves. Then you got the quietness, and you got the boring ones.
Yeah.
So I feel like very resonating with the beach.
Yes. yeah, the waves. Yeah.
The waves.
That's right. Yeah. How long have you been here?
Only 1 year.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been doing my milk for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I do those 4 different nut milk.
Yeah.
Which I started this project 3 years ago. And then 1 year ago I said, you know what, I might open a cafe so people have somewhere in Melbourne where they can go for a coffee, because it's the culture of coffee, for a fresh nut milk.
Yes.
So it was really and exclusively for the inspiration of the actual milk.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to open a cafe, like, you know, it's because as an underground, it's because of the milk.
Yeah.
And then with the same concept of the milk, I try to replicate everything with food, where everything is like homemade, you know, the taste is so different when you have your own baking cake compared to the one that you go and buy.
Yes.
Yeah, so everything here on display, everything sweet that we do or savoury, it's so freshly made by us.
And it looks beautiful on the blog too. I saw some of your recipes.
Oh yeah. So the purpose is what we do with the milk. We want to do it as natural and fresh, just as with the food.
Yeah. So how did you get into making the milk? Where did that start?
So, middle of COVID, I was already having my full-time job in childhood education. However, coming from where I come from in Italy, it's very much about simple, fresh, real flavor. So because of this, through COVID, I was like, and I love eating real food. Like, I'd rather be starving rather than just eat something to fill me up, because it makes me truly happy. So otherwise I would be upset to just have something to fill me up and that's it.
Yeah.
So then through COVID, I always like to explore and see new products, and I'm always interested in the food department. So whenever I was checking I was like, in Melbourne we got the culture of coffee.
Yeah.
And whenever it's about alternative milk, I found it, to be honest, very shocking what people choose. Have only these choices anyway, besides making their own. And lots of people don't have time to make their own. It's a bit of a process. It's simple, but it requires time. So I thought, you know what? Nobody's doing fresh nut milk in Melbourne. I'm gonna start. This is when I got kind of serious. But before that, I was just like interested in looking at this, and then I was buying from the shelves, trying. And if I would blind my eyes, I wouldn't even pick the almond flavor. You know what I mean? I bought so many brands, And for me, they were either super sweet, hardly taste any almonds or none at all. Like I would never guess that would be an almond milk, you know, if I wouldn't read it and I wouldn't know. So that's why I started to make my own.
Yes.
And I started with the highest percentage in Australia, 20%. Because I wanted that even a child can say, this is something with almond. And it's completely natural, for natural ingredients that I use. And that's why I also call the business Al Naturale, which in Italian means natural.
Yes. So what are the four? So you've got the nuts.
So activated, so even better for your body, because you can digest them better. Activated nuts, filtered water, pinch of salt, and one single date to balance off the earthiness of the nuts. So you don't taste the sweetness at all. It just, when you put a bit of sugar in the tomato sauce to kill the acidity.
A date. Wow. I love that.
And that's it. So it's completely natural. But what is very unique, besides obviously this simple ingredients list, is the fact that I don't. I use a lot of nuts. Otherwise, my milk will be super watery. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so many nuts. That's why I'm gonna give you some in a second. That's why it's so flavorsome. Yeah. Like you're really drinking a nut.
And how do you activate a nut?
So simple. All you do is take in the nuts, put them in normal water, no salting, no nothing, just water. I leave it there to activate for 24 hours. And then the next day, the water is kind of brownish, depending on the nut. But with almonds, it's like brownish. Because what's happening, the enzyme of the skin release this, all of the enzyme, and then the color turns into this brown for the almonds. And if you take that activated nut and the nut from the box or from the carton, they are such a different product. Nevertheless, it's exactly the same nut. Flavor-wise, completely different. Size and looking, completely different. And in property fact, the activated is so much healthier for you. Number one, you can digest them better. And number two, it's like if you bring the nut alive 100%. So nutritional fact-wise compared to the one that you buy from the packets that are not activated. It's like you're gaining 60% of the benefits compared to 100%.
Wow. And so, I mean...
It's a little bit like when you think about veggies.
Yes.
When you overcook, you lose most of the property.
Yeah.
But when you cook them just enough, all of the properties are still there.
And I saw that you do walnut milk as well. Are you the only person doing walnut?
As well as hazelnut. I don't think anyone, even though someone with walnut is actually start to make it this year, has a long shelf life, obviously. But hazelnut, I also didn't see much around. Yeah, because my goal was not, in fact, so many people go, why don't you do soy? Why don't you do oat? But my goal is not to replicate what's there, it's to make something new. In this case, milk made out of nuts. In fact, I want to extend my range. Do macadamia, cashew, pecan.
Wow.
But everything related to nuts and be a little bit different. Really health-wise, but also uniqueness and having a very niche, truly healthy, good product for you.
So you're talking about Italy before. Are nut milks very prevalent in Europe yet?
It's getting more and more as the dairy intolerance. However, whenever I left Italy, which is over 15 years ago, it was very rare, these alternative milks. Now I can see it more and more, but it's a similar story of Australia with a long shelf life and a long list of ingredients that they put inside. And I was also, to be honest, while I was developing this concept back 3 years ago, very sad for people that, they have whatever condition, lactose-free or intolerant to certain food or whatever, and they have to put up with this kind of commercial food. And eventually they are even brainwashed that this is healthier than cow's milk, when it's really not like this. At least from the cow, goes straight into the bottle and goes to your table, whereas these alternative milk are so overly processed, and
that's right.
You can have it in 50 degrees hot weather for 3 years there next to the window and nothing's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's alarming.
But people don't think about this,
No.
And it, perhaps whoever orders, 1 to 3 coffee a day, they have in their body so much sunflower oil and gums and sugar. But you just think, oat is better than cow, so that's why I'm drinking oat. Without reading the ingredients, or without actually focusing on what's this? It's just kind of fake.
Yeah. And so there's no preservative in your
Zero.
milk? So what's the shelf life on those?
It's amazing actually. So refrigerated from day one. You can't have it outside the fridge at all. It's a little bit like cow's milk. 4 to 5 weeks shelf life.
Yeah.
So it's actually excellent for 0 preservatives.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And what were were there any hoops you had to jump through, or regulations you had to work out to go from you experimenting with nut milk at home to then selling it?
Yes.
Was it hard?
Giant. It felt like making dairy products.
Yeah, right.
So hard.
Yeah.
It was only a nut milk.
Yeah.
But it was very high. Because anyway, the trials I was doing it at home to actually finalize the product, but then straight away I rent a commercial kitchen. And I started with farmers market back in the COVID. Started to sell there because they were very popular and everything. Through the audit and the commercial kitchen, or what else was made it in, because I rented a commercial kitchen, wasn't mine. It was a very full on.
Yeah.
How much mine is a high risk product. Number one, because of the nuts, especially because of the raisins,
Yeah.
and
Anaphylaxis,
allergies,
yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, I feel like nothing's easy, and I don't know, possibly it's the same in other countries, but I do feel like Australia is particularly difficult to get those kind of things across the line.
Yeah, but the good thing about Australia is they tell you fairly clear what the standards are and what you need to respect for you in order to follow those procedures, you know what I mean? Whereas in Italy it's like, someone tells you something, somebody else, and they don't come back to you on time, you have to chase up for a very long time. So overall, to actually establish the business and start, I found it's same thing in opening the cafe, pretty straightforward process compared to the democracy in Italy in this case.
Yeah. And so
maybe because I come from a harder background.
Yeah, that's right. So that's right. Yeah. I mean, I lived in France for a year a long time ago, and just even the bureaucracy there of having a visa to stay there for a year was just unbelievable. And what are some things you've learned about hospitality from opening a cafe?
So. Since I was very little, I always had back and forward some hospitality experience. When I came to Melbourne, I learned the top of what's hospitality. I think we have a very great culture here about the service, especially I was doing dinners and restaurants more than cafes. I have that kind of background in Melbourne. I definitely picked up a lot in terms of high standard service. And then I kind of left it completely because I did my project for my visa and my citizenship with children, with the education. But otherwise, all my hospitality background comes. Melbourne is what formed me for a high quality, high service standards in hospitality. In Italy it was a bit more, and it still is if you go out, unless you go to fine dining, luxury, it's very more easygoing in Italy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And how did you choose what sort of baked goods you wanted? Did you know you had favourites? They tend to be Italian cakes?
The food?
Yeah.
Oh yes, mainly, obviously quite a few items like banana bread, carrot cake, to keep it general as a, what you kind of expect from a cafe.
Yeah.
But we do crostata di ricotta, which is an Italian cake, cannoli, the tarts that we do with different jams that we homemade. So all this stuff is all comes back from Italian recipes and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like this bacon and egg roll, it's an Italian style. We don't do it in the Australian style, but it's like the dough of the pizza with this bacon and egg and then rolled by hand, as well as the vegetarian one. Yeah.
So good.
And like, for example, we also do amaretti. And amaretti comes from, as well as the frangipane of our own croissant. They come from because once you squeeze the milk, you left over with the pulp. And I reuse this pulp and make these Italian biscuits called amaretti.
Yeah.
And I make them in all different flavors. As well as the frangipane. So from the pulp of the milk, we reuse it to make frangipane. As well as many other cakes, like slices. Whenever we can, we try to use it as much as possible.
That's great. And do you have to be careful when you're heating the milk for coffee? Is it a different level, like a different heat for nut milk as opposed to dairy?
The heat that you want to reach is pretty much the same. The steaming frame time is slightly different. You know, for example, a cow's milk will take 15 seconds versus one of our almond milk, which might take 13 to 12 seconds. I'm not precising with these seconds, but you know, a couple of seconds difference. Yeah. And
do the different
and frothing wise, it froths fantastically.
Does it?
All of the nut milk, yeah. And the reason why is because it's got the fat from the actual nuts, which you find it in cow's milk, which you find it in the commercial alternative milk because they use the gums and oil as a fat rather than the nuts.
Okay.
But because in fact, to be honest, I didn't invent this milk for barista or for be able to use it in coffee. For me, initially, was to truly enjoy an almond milk.
Yes.
My goal wasn't for baristas or whatsoever. That was like a gift from God, but then naturally can actually work for coffee. Like I didn't do any.
And you have a barista almond milk. So
yes, but saying I call that one barista only because it's got less almonds, and I thought the price wise was gonna be more easy to be used. But even the hazelnut and walnut and the other almond are absolutely fine for coffee. Between the two almond, one is 8%, one is 20%. It's like skinny milk and full cream. That's the only difference in taste. But yeah, they all froth fantastically. That's a gift from God. I didn't work out any, which is something that lots of companies do because they want it. In fact, so many alternative milk don't work for coffee at all. They don't steam because they are more clean, you know, with less additives and stuff, but they have hardly any fat from the nuts, so that's why they don't work.
So that's because they're using less nuts. Is that
correct?
Yeah, right.
But eventually, it's not the many fillers. They are more clean alternative milk, but eventually they don't work well for coffee. Whereas the reason why mine do work well for coffee is because there's so many nuts and gives the content of fat for the milk to be able to steam and froth.
Yeah, I bet the milks are really nice with things like mueslis and granolas and so on.
Absolutely,
perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or even like the hazelnut, and I'll give you a sample in a second. You know, with a hot chocolate, is like having a Nutella in a healthy way. Or you know, when you do this cacao ceremony, I have all these favorite people that love this hazelnut because they like to drink pure stuff. But even the matcha, any drinks besides coffee. Oh, as you were saying, a nice muesli and granola, beautiful. Or even lots of people, particularly the Asian market, they drink and eat quite pure, simple. When I say simple, straightforward ingredients, they just love to drink a glass on its own.
Oh, right.
Because it's so satisfying.
Yeah. And where are you selling apart from here? Do you?
So through COVID, I built this, as I was doing farmers market, customers, because some farmers market are only once a month, so customer would go, oh, where else can I buy it? So that's how I built some whole food shops or premium grocery shops where they are more selective about products, items. So I do have a few stores where I stock those milks.
Yeah.
All around Melbourne, they're all all over the place.
So it's quite a big enterprise now, is it? Because you've got, how big is your commercial kitchen? How much milk are you making a week?
I would like to invite you to see it in a second.
It's here.
Yes, I do it in here. It's I don't do giant numbers yet. Also because once I open this cafe, I dedicate because with COVID, lots of people were hesitating about new products and everything. Lots of people were even scared to talk. And then last year I kind of stopped to look for new customers because I was concentrating my energy in opening the cafe. So the wholesale market, let's call it, didn't move much since. So my numbers are not quite giant yet. Are just enough for what I can produce here weekly. Yeah.
And I guess, I feel like you're really impressive because you've got early childhood education, you know about hospitality, now you've got a business, so you've got to know about how to run a business and do marketing and all of those things.
Yes.
Like it's a lot,
Yeah.
as well as make milk.
Yes, with the time that we're going through, it's not the easiest thing, having a business, especially hospitality nowadays more than ever. Whoever you talk with is very tough.
Yes.
Cafes and restaurants, whatever, it's very, very tough. But I've been having a very wonderful support. After 1 year that I open, I can already see the results are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
People that are coming to work with me are teaching me so much about be a big mother in a way, in every sense, you go all of your battles as well as you go your trophies as well.
Yeah.
But it's full on. I always say that I don't want to have children in my life, especially after the life of the experience in education. But then I actually, unknowing, I actually have my own child without heart, but
That's right.
it's like having a child.
Yeah.
Especially at the start where you have so much care that everything goes perfect and you want the best people to represent you and everything. It's been very, very, very full on, but very satisfying. Like it's very grateful to see that the customer lives happy and tells you how much he loved it and gives you the feedback on the spot is what fulfills you. You see them coming back, coming with other people. It's what really tells you that you are doing a good job and hopefully, obviously, thanks with the rest of the team. You can't do it by yourself.
That's great. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Marialuisa Castrignano at Al Naturale in St Kilda. You can jump on her Instagram at Al Naturale Milk, that's ALNATURALE Milk, and the website www.alnaturale.com.au to check out her delicious nut milks as well as yummy food. If you'd like to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat and become a subscriber at www.conversationwithachef.com. And of course you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I would love it if you told a friend about my chats because that's still the best way to get the stories out there. Once again, thanks for listening, have a great day and bon appetit.